Welcome back to another episode of my trading vlog, where nearly all of views come from returning subscribers. If that's you, give yourself a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, consider it. Let's get going. We'll get to AMC and GameStop. Don't worry, just gonna hit SPY really quickly because there was just this picture-perfect example of a motive wave heading lower. I showed that in the channel in the red dashed line, my motive wave count there shown. All the rules perfectly followed. Wave 2, not completely retracing. Wave 1, wave 3 being not the shortest wave, 4 being flat compared to the sharp of wave 2, so there's alternation there in form. Wave 5 sets a new low, and after that, we get kind of a funny broadening pattern. Yeah, you're gonna see it, an inverted head and shoulder through here, that's true. In Bulkowski's chart pattern analysis, you have to respect the time frames, but you know, if you're using a late waveform, you can cheat a little bit and say, hey, it's on a minute time frame, doesn't matter. There is a bullish divergence here in the RSI, and I've been saying it over and over. When those divergences appear, typically they break, and that is a significant low at that point of break. So on this particular minute, 8:01, at least Pacific time, we had the RSI find a new low. Below that divergence, the price bottomed and then popped violently. This is where I would have wanted to be trading calls, right here. And it came after the bullish divergence broke. We then had a very strong kickoff signal. RSI reached up very high. And we found ourselves in a nice little diagonal, which of course also broke to the upside. And then SPY did SPY stuff, which is annoying. Just wanted to go through some of that stuff, the bullish divergence, the motive wave count stuff. Let's go to AMC now. Look at the intraday chart. Looks like big dip. Wow, I haven't looked at it yet, so I'm just gonna zoom out and then zoom back in. Yes, closing below that $5 bearish reversal level is very bad. I think on the low end, I have AMC at like 293, so yeah, pretty brutal. I was expecting kind of a bounce up to that 531 level maybe before we find new lows, but nope, just gonna go down. That's fine. It's better, in my opinion, just to finish the move down if you're bullish. Get it over with, right? Ape is like completely flat. I just think people aren't trading it. This is just gonna sit here, hopefully. Wave B, just extending sideways. Looks weird. Ape, what are you gonna do? GameStop. Now this is what I really want to look at, because we had this big green day that took us above 2270, and now we're coming back down a little bit. This looks like a pretty healthy retrace. Looking at the RSI, we haven't reached overbought yet, and there might be a swing failure pattern here where it's technically, I mean, you could call it a double top or a double bottom on the RSI. We haven't confirmed it though. We want to see the RSI fall below 57 before we say, hey, we're heading lower. Initially, when we found this push down, I was thinking we could extend all the way down here, but then we had this news event which pushed the price higher, and now we're retracing into that. So what does that mean? It means that we could very easily have some sort of consolidation through here before we finish a bigger push. I see an ABC. This could be a motive wave too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it could be an ABC wave, or it could be a motive wave. Could be either. It's possible. Typically, after you get a move like that, we're looking for some congestion to form before the larger wave degree results in a big push higher or a big dump. Not much progress being made today. As long as the price remains within the range of this big green candle, there's really not much to say. But once we break this range, then we'll have some more forecasting, and off to the races we'll go there. Let's check on the dollar next. I've been waiting for the dollar to bounce for quite a while, and it has been. And I think today you're going to see that is also the case. The candles have been looking weird on Thinkorswim since the Federal Reserve started daily currency swaps to improve liquidity in the markets. I believe this charting is all done on the hourly time frame, so it makes more sense here. Looking for 103.913, and we reached it today. Price target reached in the dollar to the upside. It finally happened. I wish I had the naysayer on the tip of my tongue here. Down here, they were like, oh, Cap, you're wrong. I was like, whatever. Thing rips. Anyway, moving on from the dollar, let's see if that's having the anticipated impact on precious metal equities, saying them lower. It is. They are falling. This was anticipated. So again, I see another example of a motive wave through here. We have an impulse down for 1. Maybe this is 1 and this is ABC. Curious. It's very possible that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll get 5. Probably touching this lower boundary of what appears to be a horizontal triangle, which is a reverse horizontal triangle, so call it a broadening top. We'll call that a broadening top. Yes, the precious metals are probably going to start retracing, and so the time to enter is near. It is very near. SLV coming down. I forecasted this run and rally, like beautifully. Oh man, I wish I had traded it better, but I forecasted it so well. I'll get those things lined up eventually someday. At any rate, looks like we're coming down. I think this bearish continuation confirmation is still pretty valid. It's from forever ago, but I still think that's a good spot to keep it. That would be the top of the first motive wave if it were to be a 5-wave form heading higher. At this point, it seems like it's a little... The degrees don't match up, but it's still a pretty good level. 2120 is also a pretty good level. Yeah, you can see I had bullish confirmation here at 2150 and bearish confirmation at 2082. And we broke this green line. It was just like, boom, way up. And I used that first impulse wave extension to 2346 to forecast those highs. And of course, we had double top, and now we've had probably the resulting low from that double top. I think the price target for double top is like 52% or something like that. So that would probably be, yeah, right where we are now. Makes sense to me. Anyway, that's SLV, GLD, and the dollar. Let's go check in on Playboy too. It's just kind of grinding sideways, not too much to talk about. We'll go into the daily time frame and turn the candles on. I think the candles here are worth looking at. Kind of a green day. Again, we're coming up off of a 52-week low, which is pretty significant, so we're going to be carefully watching. I'm not saying bullish reversal yet. We still have a couple of earnings before we start to see cost-cutting measures affecting the balance sheet, and that, I believe, will be what changes Playboy's guidance, and that will lead to a rally, because they won't be losing money anymore. That'll be nice. But not yet. That's not yet. So we're still just holding on here, holding on for dear life. And let's go look at a couple of other tickers. Jeff Joe said, hey, Cap, can you give me wave count on AT&T? I said, okay. And I've been looking at this in kind of the context of a broadening top as well. But the more I looked at it, the more I said, you know what's even better is if we do a big head and shoulder top through here. There's definitely one right here. And I think you could actually include these highs near 19 and 1950 as complex head and shoulder tops. So, or like part of a complex topping pattern. It's a big pattern. It's huge. At any rate, when I do that, you're going to see this big white line. This is the neckline. And when you're going to do a price target for a head and shoulder top, you just take the tip of the head down to the shoulder line or the neckline, and you apply that to the breakout price. And oh, look, when you do that, if you go all the way to the bottom, look at the candle, it's like exactly where that wave extension would be for wave 3 or for wave C, depending on how you look at it. So 1433, I think, is a very realistic target. I would be a little cautious. There's a big gap up here, and we could see a relief rally as high as $18 to backtest the breakout over here before going lower. This could be a very long thing. It could take a very long time, and we might even be in a channel, and we could, yeah, could be a while. Could be traveling through this channel for a very long time. That's AT&T. Jeff Joe wanted me to go through a couple other things, so I'm going to go through those as well. How about BGS? I don't think I've looked at this one before. And remember, when I don't have fundamental analysis, the technicals should be taken with a grain of salt. This is just how the price is currently moving. So I'm just going to start drawing my lines. And the first thing I did there was put a downtrend from that high in 2021. And I'm going to make it a dashed line. And then it just right away found this descending broadening wedge. If the price can find support here, well, wow, what a gap fill towards 1272, then and get an upward breakout, we're going to be looking for the top of this pattern as a price target, which is near $34. If the price can continue to push up and set a new high here, we'll be calling this a partial decline, which is typically pretty bullish. And I'm going to start using motive wave extensions here to start finding those targets. So we had an ABC correction heading to 1563. That target was reached, 1805. If we can get up there, that's probably going to be signaling that we're on our way higher to test this downtrend. Going to keep an eye on it. I don't really know what's going to go on. We can look at some of these indicators. The MACD looks like we're losing bearish momentum, which is good. Implied volatility is pretty flat. It looks like overall it's in an uptrend as price is decreasing, so that's not good. We're going to be looking for that relationship to reverse. So the first thing we want to see probably is the implied volatility to drop as the price retraces the range through which it traveled most recently. Volume is starting to peter out. There was a big green day right here. This must have been a news event, probably earnings or something. I'd have to look into that. And it's been decreasing since and has not completely retraced the progress made from the beginning of the year. Overall, it looks like we might have had selling climax at the beginning of this year, and now we're starting to see that reversal slowly form. The RSI hitting overbought twice in a row is good, and now we've reached oversold. We're saying that at a higher price level than the last time the RSI was at oversold. This looks like this could be the beginning of a beautiful thing, so I'll keep an eye on this one too. BGS. AVPT, another one I haven't looked at. That's green. That's a lot of green. I like that. Of course, there's a downtrend through here, which has broken. I'm going to draw that as a red dashed line as well. And then might as well just do the uptrend because it's definitely there. There we go. Zooming in a little bit higher. We're going to do another extension from this low. And we're going to do this. Okay, you can see that first push reached 100. Didn't get to 161.8. But that 528 level was pretty crucial. As soon as price passed through there, boom, we got a big push higher. Looking pretty good. I'm going to take this extension tool and I'm going to draw it out a little differently. I'm going to take that push all the way up to that 1530-ish level, come all the way down to this price point which became the defining low for the uptrend, and put it down, and we'll use that to speculate that we're moving towards 676. Not bad. Not bad at all. Is there a chart pattern through here? Probably. There is probably a chart pattern through here. We need, 5 touch points to come up with a chart pattern. Doesn't look like we got 5. Maybe we only got a few. Maybe I can finagle the chart a little bit. You don't want to finagle too much. If you finagle too much, your chart pattern is just not very, credible or honest. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. I think that might be the best way to put it. A, B, C, oof. D goes down here, and now we're overthrowing for E. 1, 2, 3, 4. This could be a wave E overthrow heading higher. Could go all the way up to 676. So I'll keep an eye out here. I think I like this too. Here you can see pretty clearly the waveform. This looks like A, B, C. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This can't be a motive wave. That's just not what a motive wave looks like. So I'm thinking corrective wave, straight line. It's always hard to know what to do with a straight line. We'll just call it corrective. But this last one, this is definitely motive. So we're probably exiting some sort of sideways extension and are now pushing out much higher. Let's just put a price point kind of through the middle of that pattern. You're going to see support, support, resistance, resistance, support. And that's where the price broke out from and pushed much, much higher. So again, this is just technical analysis. I don't really have the fundamentals, but that is bullish momentum. I gotta tell you, but where's the implied volatility? I don't see it. That's never good. The volume starting to pick up a little bit. That's good for the run. And the RSI, this is a huge kickoff signal reaching 86. I would imagine that this is probably going to finish up and we'll find ourselves in some sort of triangle, be it front or be it backwards or be it some sort of channel, some sort of rectangle. Let's just put all the lines down. Maybe it doesn't do any of those things. Maybe it does like a running flat, you know, something like this. There you go. See that? That is quality analysis right there. Oh yeah, that is so good. All right, that's all I have for today. Happy trading.